Okay, so for number 1, it says what's the small set of real numbers? It contains this value below. Let's simplify this first. This is negative 3. All right, so negative 3, not non-terminating, non-repeating, none of those 3 indicators for irrational numbers. It's not a whole or a natural number because it's a negative counting number. Whole and naturals are only positive counting numbers. And then integers. Integers are positive and negative counting numbers. All right, number 2, square root of 50. Square root of 50 is an imperfect square. Okay, it's not a perfect square, it's an imperfect square, which means it's a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. Okay, so this would be irrational. Number 3, which it contains only the set below only contains which types of numbers. So I have here. Well, let's go through the list. It's not irrational. All of these aren't, or none of these are even irrational. Rational looks like it's integers. It's not integers because we have a fraction and a decimal there. Okay. Natural numbers, same thing. We have fractions and decimals. These are all rational numbers. Okay. Number 4. Gotta solve this equation. That's a positive 2. I want a minus 2. So I have negative 4a equals 16. Divide by negative 4. So I get a equals to a negative 4. Okay, so that's option C. All right, number 5, order of operations. All right, so let's go ahead and get a number for the top here. Simplify the top. So for the top, I have 3 minus 10, 3 minus 13, which is negative 10. So I have negative 10 squared. And negative 10 squared is 100. Okay, so I have here negative, so it's 100 plus 14 for the numerator. Okay, so positive 100 plus 14, so it's going to be 114. And for the denominator, so first I have a 16 minus 10. 16 minus 10 is 6. And let's go ahead and divide this. So 114 divided by 6. I'm thinking it's got to be 19, but let's just double check. 114. So 6 goes into 11 5 times. 6 goes to 11. One time. 1 times 6 is 6. 11 minus 6 is 5. Bring down the 4. 6 goes into 54 9 times. Remainder of 0, so it's 19. 114 divided by 6 is 19. Okay. Number 6. Which property justifies the statement below? Well, it looks like the x is outside this parentheses, and the parentheses is gone right there. So it looks like the x here was distributed. Let's check. X times y, xy, x times negative 3, negative 3x. So that's distributed property. Okay. Let's check number 7. Which property justifies the statement below? AB is being 0 is added to AB, and you get back AB. Okay, that's identity property. Adding 0 or multiplying by 1, you get the same thing back. Number 8, if 9x equals 27, then 27 equals 9x. Hey, this is an if-then statement, and the equal sign is just reversed, right? 9x is first, equals to 27, and then 27 is first, equals to 9x. So that's symmetric property. Number 9, 3x equals 3x. It's the exact same thing. Okay, that's reflexive property. Number 10, which property justifies a statement below? It looks like here I have x, y, z. Again, x, y, z. Only thing different is the x and y are in parentheses here, so they associate first. And then over here, the y and z are in parentheses, they associate first. So that is associative property. Number 11, a number is no more than 50. Okay, so it can be 50, but it can be no more than 50. It has to be less than 50. Okay, so this would be it right here. Okay, so it can be less than 50, or it can be 50, but it can be no more than 50. All right, number 12, your grade must be at least a 64 to pass. So at least 64, you need to have a grade of at least 64. So it can be 64, or it can be greater than 64. Okay, so that's option B. G is greater than or equal to 64, and you pass. All right, number 13. All right, so order of operations. Let's go ahead and do no parentheses. Let's go and do exponents. You got 2 times 2 times 2 for that 2 cubed. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So you have 4 plus 8 minus, and then this absolute value of negative 4. Absolute value of negative 4 is 4. All right, so we have 4 plus 8 is 12. 12 minus 4 is 8. Another order of operations, so we have some parentheses here, and we have parentheses within parentheses, and within this parentheses we have an exponent. So let's do that. 25 minus 9, and then 25 minus 9 is 16, and you get the 16 divided by 2 here, and that's 8. Okay, so you got 8 there. And then you got the 3 squared here, which is 9. So I'm going to bring all this stuff down here. And I know 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 3 times 8. So I have to do the 3 times 8 is 24. And 9 minus 24. And 9 minus 24 is a negative 15. Number 15, solve the inequality below. So here we have an inequality where the entire left side is a fraction. So this numerator, it's staying together. It's all x minus 13 is one thing. Okay, so you got to take care of that x minus 13 after you get rid of this negative 6. So this is x minus 13 divided by negative 6, so I have to multiply both sides by negative 6. Okay, negative 6 over negative 6 is a positive 1, so I have x minus 13. 3 times negative 6 is a negative 18, and I multiplied by a negative, so I'm going to have to flip this sign here. Okay. All right, now I just have a one-step inequality. I'm going to add 13. Add 13. X is greater than negative 18 plus 13 is a negative 5. Okay, so that's option A. All right, number 16. Let's plug stuff in. So I have here negative 8 is A, so negative 8 is A, so negative A squared minus, and then I have B plus C. Okay, so B plus C, so that's 17 plus 21. All right, negative 8 squared, or let's do the parentheses first. So here I have 38. Okay, and then negative 8 times negative 8 is 64. Okay, so 64 minus 38 is 26. And I see 26 right there. Number 17, again, another expression where we have to substitute in numbers into these variables. So I got 3 times negative 1 squared minus, right, because negative 1 is x, and then y is 3. So minus 3 squared. Okay? Alright, so negative 1 squared is 1. So 3 times 1, this is 3 times 1, minus, I have 3 squared, which is 9. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 minus 9, 3 minus 9 is negative 6. Okay, number 18, absolute values. All right, so again, I'm substituting. 8 is A. Absolute value of 8 minus absolute value of negative 5. So absolute value of 8 is 8. Absolute value of negative 5 is 5. 8 minus 5 is 3. Okay, number 19, 1 less than twice a number. All right, less than, that's a turnaround statement, okay? So we're not putting it in the order that it is in the sentence, okay? So twice a number, you have Tn, T times N, and then 1 less than that, okay, you're subtracting 1 from, I said Tn, 2 times N, so you're subtracting 1 from 2 times N. Okay, number 20, translate the statement below. Okay, so it says 5 times, and then it says the difference of something. Okay, so it's 5 times, the difference means subtraction. All right, so what's the difference that we're finding? 5 times the difference of a number and 3. A number and 3, so it's 5 times that. 5 times the difference of a number and 3 is 17. Okay, so that's option B. All right, let's go to 21. Inequality, so let's go ahead and solve it. I'm going to add 1 to both sides. I have 4x. Inequality stays the same, less than negative 29 plus 1, which is negative 28. I'm going to divide by 4. Didn't divide by a negative. Okay, that 4 there was a positive. Okay, so the inequality will stay the same. Negative 28 divided by 4 is negative 7. So x is less than negative 7. Okay, next one. Let's go ahead and solve this inequality. Draw a line down the equal sign. So I'm going to subtract this 4. Okay, I'm going to subtract 4, subtract 4. So you get negative 2x. Bring down the inequality. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Oh, I forgot to do something. I forgot to bring down that minus or that negative with the 2. So I'm going to rewrite this over here. Negative 2x is greater than negative 6. So the last step is divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. So I have x. I divided by a negative, so I'm going to have to flip the inequality. Negative 6 divided by negative 2 is 3. Okay, so there's what I'm looking, that's the graph I'm looking for. X is less than 3, and I see it right here with option C. Okay, all right, number 23. Simplify the expression, so I have to combine some like terms here. So I have a 2m plus 5m, that's 7m. Okay, so I see 2 plus 5 is 7, so I know it's not going to be C and D. And then I have a negative 16 plus 45. Or you can think about it as 45 minus 16. Well, if I'm doing 45 and I'm subtracting 16 from it, it's not going to be bigger than 45. It's not going to be the 61. Okay, so negative 16 plus 45 is 29. So I'm going to plus 29. All right, number 24, another combined like terms one. So here I have 2x and a 3x. Okay, so 2x plus 3x is 5x. And then I have some y's. I'll do a squiggly line for those. Negative 4 minus 9. Negative 4 minus 9 is negative 13. 13y. And then the constant. Positive 6 minus 4 is a positive 2, so I'll put plus 2. Okay, so I got 5x minus 13y plus 2 right there. All right, number 25. Looks like I have some distribution to do here. It says simplify the expression. Okay, so I have a negative 4 that I have to distribute in. I'm going to bring down this 10. Negative 4 times 2x is a negative 8x. Negative 4 times 7 is a negative 28. And then I have a like term here, a couple of like terms here. Positive 10 minus 28. 10 minus 28 is negative 18 minus 8x. You might say to yourself, I don't see the option here. But if you look at option B, you have a negative 18 and a minus 18. Same thing. Minus 8x, negative 8x. Same thing. Okay? Just in a different order. Alright, so for 26, another simplify the expression. So I got to combine like terms, but it looks like I have some distribution to do. Okay, so I have to multiply in the 4. I also have to multiply in a negative 1 here. Okay, so let's see what we get. 4 times 5w is 20w. 4 times negative 3 is negative 12. Now let's multiply in the negative 1. Negative 1 times w is negative 1w. Negative 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. Alright, so now let's combine some like terms. I have some w's here. 20w minus 1w is 19w. And then I have negative 12 plus 1, which is a negative 11. Alright, for 27, find the perimeter of the rectangle below in simplest form. Alright, rectangle perimeter, that means I'm going to add all these sides. Okay, so this length is 3x minus 7, so is this length. This width is x plus 2, so is this width. Alright, let's combine like terms. 3x plus 3x plus x. Okay, it's 6x, 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8, so you have 8x. And then you have negative 7 minus 7, plus 2 plus 2. Alright, so negative 7 minus 7 is negative 14. Negative 14 plus 2 is negative 12. Negative 12 plus 2 is negative 10. So you have here 8x minus 10. Alright, solve the equation. It's my equal sign. That's a positive 12. I'm going to subtract 12 on both sides. Okay, I have negative 1 over 9n. And then 17 minus 12 is 5. And then I have to find the reciprocal and multiply times negative 9 over 1 times negative 9 over 1. I'm going to put this 5 over 1. Alright, so I have here negative 9 times negative 1/9. That gives me a 1n. Over here I have a negative 45 for the numerator, 1 for the denominator. And that divides to give me negative 45. Number 29, I have an equal sign. Okay, solving. For x, subtract 1, so I have 5x equals negative 49 minus 1 is negative 50. Divide by 5, so x is negative 10. And then one more. Here's my equal sign. Again, I'm solving for x. Got to add the 5, So I have 2 over 3x equals 12. Another reciprocal one here, so I'll multiply by 3 over 2. Multiply by 3 over 2. 3 over 2 times 2/3 gives me 6 over 6. 6 over 6 is 1. So I have 1x. Over here, I'm going to put that 12 over 1. 12 times 3 is 36. 1 times 2 is 2. 36 divided by 2 is 18.